Prepare for a fusion of knowledge and exhilaration where education and excitement collide.
Taking you on an adventure that expands your mind and speaks to your spirit.
I'm Master Nick.
I'm Lady Dee.
We are the Dom Life.
This podcast contains sexually explicit topics and adult content.
It is intended for listeners 18 and older.
The opinions expressed in this podcast are ours alone, based on our personal thoughts, feelings, and experiences.
We understand that others may have different opinions and experiences, and we respect that. We would love to hear from you. You can reach out to us at www.thedomlife.com. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Hope everybody had a good holiday, Christmas weekend.
Yes.
Some of us more than a weekend. It's been pretty great.
Yes, I've had you home with me while I'm still recovering, but you were home on vacation.
Yep. We had I had all last week off. Got this coming week off. Life did get busy with the Christmas holiday, with a lot going on. So we did take a small break. We took a week off. It was unplanned. Normally we'll give people a heads up when we get ready to do that. It was definitely unplanned.
But Christmas just needed to happen.
It needed to happen. You was a little under the weather.
What? It's Kentucky weather. It's killing me.
Yep. It's a beautiful 72, 73 degrees today.
But if you have allergies, that 72 degrees can kill you.
Yep. And now we are gearing and getting prepared for New Year's coming up.
Yes.
And our anniversary coming up.
Yes, absolutely.
Going on, 5-year anniversary?
I'm going to go with that. It's been for a long time. Feels like forever. And I'm happy that it's been forever.
It does. Also, 100. This is episode 100 for us.
Crazy.
And it's hard to believe that, it's been a year and a half, going close to 2 years now, of doing this, 100 episodes.
100. That is a little bit crazy.
We are definitely thankful for every one of you all that have listened, that have reached out, that have commented, that have sent questions. It has been a crazy experience.
Yes.
It seems like each week I sit and I think to myself, are we going to end this? When are we going to end this? Because sometimes it gets to be a lot.
And then other times it's not.
And then other times it's great. And we're like, we're going to do this forever. But we're still definitely enjoying it. Still having fun with it. We're still learning. We're still learning each other. It's still benefiting us. So we're going to keep right on going. So for this episode, we have tossed around, several different ideas.
Because it's our 100th episode. We were thinking something.
Let's do something big. Let's do something wild. Let's do something kinky.
But we are not ready for that yet.
Yeah, we're not quite ready.
I'm just saying I still have a little bit of healing to go, because we were talking about doing a dungeon. It's been a long time since we did a dungeon episode.
It's been a while.
And it was on the plans, kind of, but that is not an option quite yet.
Yeah.
I'm healing. Things are getting better.
We'll get there one day. But we did just come off of a 2-part continuing growth of a Dom. And I ran across some more information that I had seen on social media. And it brought a different perspective to being a dominant. And that is something I feel that I could talk about every episode.
And it helps the people that are listening, because again, we are about BDSM. We're in a DS dynamic, and that kind of information, you doing the research with your experience, will now be helpful to others.
Yeah. So by finding this, I actually saved it. I feel bad. I thought I'd seen it on Facebook, and I thought I knew what Facebook group I seen it in. And I apparently didn't like it or comment or anything. I went back through my activity trying to find it, because I wanted to reach out to the person that posted it and, for one, say, "Hey, can I read this?"
So
Um,
you're just gonna have to do
so
bits and pieces
I'm
of
gonna
it.
have to kind of
Break it up.
I'm gonna have to paraphrase it, because I definitely don't want to plagiarize somebody's writing,
Right.
and I'm gonna say it right now, and I'll say it again. I'm definitely not taking credit for this writing, but it was very powerful. It hit me. It made me stop and think, and I see where they're going with this post, and I like it, and I want to share it. So I've got to start doing better on social media when I find shit. Making some way where I can go back and find it. I searched for 2 hours this morning trying to find this post, but I couldn't do it. So yeah, let's get started in with this. So I did save it, and I saved it to my notes app. I didn't screenshot it, didn't do nothing. I saved it to my notes app. So I'm going to have to try to paraphrase this the best I can without reading it word for word. But they started off with, "So you want to be a dominant," and they go in and they talk about, wanting power does not make you a dominant. It makes you interested in power. And I thought, that's pretty good. So you're now fantasizing. You're now thinking about how it would feel or how you would be by getting that power. So it gets you thinking. And to me, that makes you want to start researching and, on how to do it, and hopefully find our podcast and, get a little bit more tips and tricks on that. They mentioned, 50 Shades. You like the image that, Mr. Gray puts on in the movies or rather in the books. He seems like a very wealthy, powerful, very stern, knows what he wants, goes after what he wants, does all that. You like the obedience, and you think, I could do that.
Uh-huh.
And it all sounds good and fun. I could do that. That's
Right.
not a problem. That's simple. So there you've discovered the fantasy,
Right.
so now you're fantasizing about it, and you're thinking, how cool this will be, and how great this will be, and how you can just point a finger and get stuff done that you want to get done. Um,
Yeah.
and then here's the part most people choke on. Are you ready to give up entitlement? And they go on to say the first thing dominance demands is restraint. And here I like this because you think of restraint, you think of handcuffs, you think of ropes, you think of tie downs, you think of this, but it's a total different type of restraint.
Right.
You
It's
as a dominant
personal restraint.
have to have that personal restraint,
Mhm.
and
Yeah, you're not gonna just fly into it
right.
and
So you've got to have that. Ego driven validation grabs. You can't have that. You can't have the ego driven.
I
You've got,
can't I can see that, but I also see people that do.
oh yeah. And in this, all the do's and don'ts, there's a lot of people that do the don'ts.
Right.
And then that goes back to good dom or red flag.
And there's something in between too. I think there's doms that can be good, but then they choose to be more egocentric. They
Right.
tend to be more, but it doesn't necessarily make you a bad dom. It just makes you a different. It's a
Right.
bad dom when you're not taking care of your sub.
Right. And I get that. No assuming access to someone else's body. So you want to be a dom and you think you've got the traits and you've read, you've done all this. That does not mean you have access to somebody else's body.
Right.
You still got to get consent. You still got to lay out the soft limits, the hard limits. You still got to do the negotiations.
Those are pretty tall orders too. Like when
Yes.
you're new and you're thinking this is all beautiful,
Right.
the consent part of it can get kind of tricky because you have to navigate a lot
Yep.
to get true consent.
Right. And then I like this sentence right here. I mean, we're just getting started in this post. And I am going to read this. It says, if that already irritates you, stop reading because you're not built for this.
Yeah.
I mean, right there, there's 2 or 3 fucking bold points to start this off with. Dominance is not indulgence, it's discipline. And that's true. It takes a lot of discipline, a lot of self discipline if you want to build to be a Dom in the best way possible. You don't have to.
Right.
but I'm looking at it as being a great dom, which I'm still working my way to get there myself. I'm by no means a great dom.
I think you are.
You
But
think I am. Others may think I am. Others may think I am not. And, that's everybody.
it's about growth
It's about growth.
again.
Right. And do I feel I'm at the top? Hell no. Do I feel I'll ever be at the top? Probably not. But each day I strive to get to the top. You don't climb Mount Everest at the drop of a hat. It takes
Training and
training, it takes
skills.
preparation.
Mhm.
That's there. So then he goes on to say, are you ready to dismantle your ego? A real dominant doesn't get to feel power at someone else's expense. I don't get to feel the power at someone else. I get to receive the power
Okay.
from someone. You can't use a submissive to regulate your emotions, fix your insecurities, or absorb your bad days. In the beginning, I know you said to me, if I'm not happy, that's on me because as me as the dominant, and that's true. If things aren't going right and I'm not happy, I've got to adjust the way I do things. But I think what they're saying there is I'm not using you as my happiness. I still have to find my own happiness, what makes me happy, and set
Well,
my
that's
boundaries and
also you
everything there.
can't bring your bad day home and
Right.
then put your submissive on a cross and flog it out on her because that's not the way a dynamic works.
Correct.
That's basically abuse. You're just doing it for you, not for them. And I
Right.
mean, if you guys negotiate, talk about it, understand it, and they're like, yeah, give me some pain today. That's
Right.
one thing.
Right.
But you
Exactly.
can't just,
I
it's
can't,
not,
right. I can't come home in a bad mood, pissed off at the world, and expect to take it out on you.
yes.
Now, and that is also the restraint part coming in there as well. I have to be able to restrain that. Even if we do play or lead into a scene that night, I have to restrain all my emotions, all my feelings. All that has to be held back
Yep.
in order to do the scene. He goes on to say, yes, you lead, you hold authority. The moment someone submits to you, then become responsible for their safety, their trust, and often their nervous system. And that is so true. Um, Knowing that I hold so much in my hands when you submit to me. We even have had a conversation the other day, something that I had done, and they was like, did you ask for consent? Our dynamic with where we're at now, I mean, we're going on 7 years of being together, 5 years of being married.
You have 100%
I
consent.
have 100% consent. I know now what I absolutely cannot do.
Right.
And I also know that there are times I can mix a little bit of other stuff in there.
Right.
So I don't necessarily have to ask consent. But again,
Because
that is
you
because
have,
I have your consent. You have trusted me enough over these years that if I want to try something, I know I can try it.
right.
And I'm also confident and trusting that you know your safe words and will use them if it is something you're not consenting to at the time, or if it's something you're not in the mood for. So, that to me, that weighs a lot, knowing that I have that much control and that much trust from you that I can do anything I want
Yes.
is huge. Um, can you stop instantly when told to stop?
That's when I use my safe word.
Yep.
You have to be able to,
With no hesitation,
yep.
no sulking, no punishment for the submissive protecting themselves.
I think all of our DOMs that we interact with at the club
Yes,
all do that without fail.
they do.
As soon as a safe word is said, everything stops and they then investigate
Correct.
why, what, where, and then they're bringing the person down and there is no,
Right. And it's
again, your
for
ego
one,
isn't playing in that. That
right.
is
For one, I mean, especially in a group setting like that. And again, we've built our group and our community and the people that we really enjoy hanging out with on trust as well.
Right.
I'm not going to hang out with a dom that gets mad if their submissive safe word's out.
Right.
I'm not going to hang out with people that disrespect rules and boundaries and
We've
limits.
had a couple of those within that
Yeah,
we
we have
surfaced on
seen.
the
Yeah,
right and went, that's just not
that's not
somebody.
our group.
Right.
And when
Man, I got so mad that one time there was a dom that was literally like, do. I'm
yeah,
sorry you have these rules, basically.
right. So and even if we're there at the club, I mean, I don't care one bit to step in if I hear a submissive using the stoplight system that everybody knows. Now, if they're saying other words or what, if I hear them say no, then I pay no attention to that because no is not a safe word to me. And I hope that isn't their safe word. But if I hear somebody say yellow or red, you'll see me looking.
Everybody does.
Is that person stopping? Are they respecting those safe words? So yeah, that's huge. You have to be ready to stop. You can't get pissed off. You can't punish for it in the end. If the submissive wants out and wants to stop, you have to accept that. You have to be happy for that. And you should be happy for that. And knowing that your submissive is strong enough to say, that's enough for me. I'm calling a safe word. That's building trust back with you as a
Right.
Dom. And this one, which, I've said it, are you prepared to work? I've said it a many a times. Second full-time job. You have to
We
be.
recently got a comment about that, didn't
We
we?
did. So somebody else had said it. And I was like, I say that they were saying about my comment. They had heard somebody else say it as well before. And I'm like, well, I don't remember. I've been saying it for so long. I don't remember if I had heard it before or if it was just something I started saying, but I don't take credit for it if it's the original. I did not
Right. You
start it,
just say it.
but I have said it as well. Submission is not a prize you receive. It is something you earn repeatedly through reliability, clarity, and care. And yes, it is a lot of work. They go on to say title means nothing. Authority is not declared. It is granted and it can be revoked.
Oh, yeah.
And
Absolutely.
that statement right there should make you as a Dom think, you may it may sound good. Oh my God, I've got a submissive and they're going to be obedient and I can do this and I
Oh, and
can do
it's
that.
like you go out in public and you've got your arm around them and you're all cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. I mean it is. It's an ego booster, but also no.
It's a
It can be revoked at any time.
yeah.
And if you're careless, if you don't put their safety first, if you don't think of them first, it can almost definitely be revoked. If you cannot tolerate no, being a Dom is not for you. If you rush intimacy, I can see that going both ways. I mean, we kind of rushed intimacy. We rushed pretty quickly with our dynamic.
Yes.
But the good thing about the way we rushed, we communicated about it.
Right.
The minute something was off or the minute something wasn't right, we was able to sit down and communicate it and sort it out. So
Yeah, the
I don't
problem with that comment is a lot, which we just talked about in the last 2 episodes, is that a lot of the people that we interact with are like, "You're not moving fast enough. I want more. I'm
right,
not getting." So, it's not about, I mean, intimacy is a little bit more of a different word, but it's
right,
still the same thing.
right.
I don't
I
agree
mean,
with
you
that.
each are going to go at your own pace. Some may want to go faster. Some may want to go slower. Um, we, I feel that we moved really fast through a lot of it. But again, the communication is what paced us.
Right.
If one of us was going too fast, it was
Well, we had some issues in the beginning too.
oh
Like
yeah,
that's what happens,
oh yeah,
relationships and DS dynamics.
yep,
So we knew we were going to hit those patches where we had to communicate
right,
and figure out how to get past this stage, this
exactly.
problem.
Um, if you confuse control with care, if you need admiration more than responsibility, if you think it's only sex, then you are not a dominant. And I can agree with that. Um, being a dominant is different to everybody.
What's it to you?
To me, it is having someone that I know I have all their trust, I have all their respect, and I know that I can ask and get whatever I want. But with all of that, I also know I have to be respectful. I have to know your safety. I have to know your limits. I have to know how far I can push you because I also know all that could come to an end.
Right.
So for me being a dominant, yeah, I mean it's big. I mean when people find out, "Oh, you're a dominant. Oh my god, you've got so much power." Yeah, I do because you choose to give it to me. Having all this power is great, but if you don't know how to use it or you misuse it, the power is gone.
Yeah.
And that pretty much sums up that post. But again, it was something that I seen and
It
it
resonated with.
resonated. It made me want to come back again for another episode to talk about a little bit more about dominance. Again, somebody else's perspective. Do I agree with everything they put in there? No. But it is something to think about. Um, you know, what kind of dominant is this person? Is he a pleasure dom? Is he a sadist? Is he a daddy? I don't know. I don't know what role he plays and what the submissive is submissive, a slave, a pet. I mean, I don't know all the dynamics. So, without knowing the dynamics, it's hard to agree with everything that he put in here. Um, but it did bring another perspective, different points, things that we've been saying. This just kind of solidifies some of that as far as what it takes to be a Dom. And I thought it was important to talk about. And there was one other thing that I did see, and I did go back. I was able to find this image. I talked to you about this image that I had seen, and this is on there. I will post this picture on our website, and if you haven't seen it on social media, but it's got a picture. Um, I would assume is a woman. It doesn't show the woman's head, but this person is in a dress, in high heels. You can tell very nice looking dress. They're going somewhere is important. There is a man in a suit, bent down, doing something to her shoe. And it says, some may look at this and see the man in a submissive or subservient role. Remember that being a dominant means taking care of your submissive in every way, even little ways like fixing the strap on her shoe. To paraphrase a famous quote, you are never so dominant as when you stoop to care for your submissive.
It's a good one.
It is. Being a dominant doesn't mean you can't help. Doesn't mean you can't take care of things. Doesn't mean you can't do things for your submissive. That's your fucking role.
Right.
My role as a dominant is to make sure you're happy, you're satisfied, your stress is gone. Try to take all that stuff from you so that you can live a happy life. That is how I look at dominance. Your car accident. We've talked about this on an episode. It is almost like our roles reversed, and somewhat still has.
Yes, I'm not.
Although you are now able to get up and do a lot of stuff on your own. But for the first month, I was the dominant, but I was not doing dominant things.
Right.
I was warming your food up. I was getting you your water, was helping you with your pills. I helped with laundry. Might have been one time, but I helped with laundry.
Yeah.
I mean, it was me trying to do everything.
Yes.
And does that make me less of a dominant? No. Because in my eyes, I was doing everything I could to take care of you.
Right.
And
But I also think that you have to consider the type of sub that you have when
oh,
you're like,
absolutely.
because there are like daddy little girl roles
Yes.
where even as a dominant, you're doing those things
Correct.
because your submissive is a little and you're
Correct.
taking care of that side of
Correct.
their
You may be
submissive.
tying their shoes or brushing their hair, tucking them into bed, giving them a bath. All of this stuff for that dynamic.
Right. So it's really hard to judge other people's
Yes.
dynamics because
You don't
you
know it.
don't know
Correct.
um what their needs are and
Correct.
making sure they're being met. And it's I think I am 100% happy with our dynamic. I enjoy when we include other stuff,
Right.
but I'm also, there's no point in which I'm not satisfied with the things that you do or the world that we've created.
Right.
And when you're doing all these extra things for me, like you've had to do recently, I think it makes you a stronger Dom for me because had you dropped those things, then me as a submissive would have lost respect for you.
Right.
I just couldn't do it. It
Right.
wasn't, I'm still, you have to be so aware of me when we're out,
Mm-hmm.
when we do anything. And that means going to the doctor's office or,
Right.
going to a dinner, which has happened, what, twice?
Maybe twice.
So those kind of things, you have to be aware of me and looking at me and
Right.
near me, and 100% of your attention is on my well-being
Mm-hmm.
because it takes nothing to flip from okay to being in tears, take me
Right.
home.
I mean, even down to an event we went to at the school.
Oh yeah.
You was walking with your walker. I was looking 2 feet ahead of you to help guide your walker around all the rocks that were sitting on the sidewalk.
Yep.
Because I knew if you're walking and your walker gets stuck, you're going to keep going. So it's all of that. It's not only, for one, I always pay attention to my surroundings. I always know who's around me. I know who's coming up behind me. I'm always watching all this. And then that day, focusing on 2 feet in front of you to
Right.
help guide and steer you around the rocks,
And there hasn't been a
noticing.
lot of you being a dom, like
Right. No,
not the traditional aspect of
correct.
you being a dom, because how can there be
Right.
when our whole world kind of
Right. I mean,
imploded
you can't
for
submit. You can't get down on your knees.
fuck?
You still can't lay flat. I mean, so am I going to be setting? I had a couple drinks yesterday, I think,
Yeah,
and you don't know how much I wanted to look at you and say, go make me a drink.
right.
But knowing how hard it is for you to get up, to get back down, to move around, it was late in the afternoon. Your body was already tired. I could tell you it was hurting. Yeah, I'm not going to fucking ask you to get, I'll make my own damn drink.
Right.
So
But the thing is, that doesn't make you any less of a dom.
correct.
And I really feel that a lot of our dynamic is done, a lot of our DS relationship is done very publicly.
Yeah.
We've got personal stuff, but because of the podcast, we talk about our
Right.
needs and what we're doing and how we're doing. And that's kind of what the last 2 episodes brought you to this one, because you are feeling like, I want to explain that being a dom isn't always being a dom.
Right. And it isn't just walking around being a hard ass and beating your chest.
Right.
I mean, if that's your dynamic, more power to you. I'm happy for you.
Right. If
It is
your
definitely not mine.
submissive if that makes your submissive happy,
Yep.
if you need that kind of control, we just don't have that
We don't
dynamic.
have it. We
But
don't need it.
you also are always willing to learn. It's the reason we do so many interviews,
Mhm.
because we like to have other
Oh
people's
yeah. I love
perspective.
insights because
I don't love insights.
they always give little tips and tricks that I'm like, ooh, I like that. And I'm
Yeah.
gonna put a spin on that and make it mine.
Right.
Oh yeah. So we definitely we need to start looking for more dominant and submissives. We got to start getting some more interviews.
So in the last 100 episodes,
Mhm.
right? So in the last 99 episodes, since this is the 100, um Have your opinions on what a dom is
Oh
changed?
yeah,
Yeah.
it is. I mean, again, when we started our dynamic, I was Googling, I was researching, I was reading, watching YouTube videos, seeing how and I already knew that, everybody does theirs differently.
Right.
Was one of the
We did a
most
lot of the DS
right.
interviews right at the beginning.
No, no, I was talking about our dynamic
Yeah.
from the beginning. But since doing the podcast and having our community, and talking with them and bringing them in, it kind of helps solidify in the beginning 6 years ago, 7 years ago, of is this true? Do people really do this? Does this really happen? Kind of thing.
Right.
And by doing the interviews for the podcast and seeing how they do theirs and what rules they have and what punishments they have, it really solidified the fact that, because I'm the type, just because it's on the internet don't mean it's true.
Right.
And I took that with a grain of salt when I was researching, does this, there was some things like, fuck, does that really happen? There's no way that happens. But then, being able to talk to another dominant submissive, and maybe they veer more towards that way, I'm like, okay, so that does really happen. But yeah, it kind of, I know we've said it before. It's not a cookie cutter dynamic.
Right.
It can't be. It's not like going to a jewelry store and picking out the ring that they sell thousands of a year. Um, although it's pretty and it looks good, is that really what you want?
Right.
And that's the good thing about a DS dynamic, is it doesn't have to be like anybody else's.
Since he mentioned jewelry, this is a day collar. So this is a day collar
Yeah.
that he gave me a long time ago. I'm not in a traditional collar
No.
because sometimes my body can't take it
Correct.
with all the injuries and feeling confined and constrained already
Correct.
by my braces. So
Yep.
I just wanted to call out the fact that I've been wearing this 24/7 since the accident
Yep.
because I cannot put on regular collars all the time.
Correct.
Some days my
And
body
you
hurts
saying
more.
that, I mean, I know we've talked about this before. You have hundreds of collars,
I do.
and that's part of our dynamic. We have collars that I have specifically gotten you. We have a play collar that gets worn anytime there's a scene or any kind of play, or to get in the mindset of a scene. I mean, we've used it at home before. We don't have to use it at the club. We have used it at home to kind of get you in the mindset of, this is the direction we're going in. But on top of those, you've bought your own collars. I've bought you fashion collars. And I mean, that's part of our dynamic. I'm one that I want you in something, but I'm not the strict one that says this is going to be on you
You want things
24/7.
that look more like collars, which is
Yes.
why this has gone to the
Right.
side because you've asked that of me. Like I
Right.
want it to look like a choker or a collar.
Yep.
But this, like I said, so yes, our dynamic,
That is our dynamic.
and then other people have very specific.
Yep.
This is your collar. I expect you to wear it. Do not touch it. Do not take it off.
Correct.
And that's fine too.
Exactly.
I don't have a problem with it. I have the one that they cut off during the accident.
Yep.
After the accident.
You had to wear one that locked that day.
I
that
did
couldn't
wear
find
one, and the
key.
key had come out of the console, but
Yep.
I just thought it was funny. I've kept it in my drawer because it was like,
Right.
and I can take the lock off and just throw away the,
Right.
it wasn't one of the expensive, one of mine that has
No.
my name on it and everything.
Right.
But
Speaking of
yeah.
collars, let's take this moment. We had two really good friends. That one we've known a little longer than the other, but he collared his submissive this weekend. So very happy to hear that.
Yes.
He bought her an Eternity collar. It's one of the solid metal, pivots in half, closes and locks. So they FaceTimed us yesterday.
Yep.
To show us the collar, and very happy to hear that from them.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, you two. You know who you are. And that's all we're going to say about that. But
Yeah.
it was definitely happy to hear that. So they're starting their
Journey.
journey down a DS dynamic, and they've been working on it and building and getting there.
Yeah.
And so the collaring is huge for them.
She's a relatively new submissive, and I
Yep.
got to speak with her a couple of times, and she has some really good insight
Yep.
as a new submissive in a new relationship with somebody who's always been dominant, but new to the
Yep.
experience of being a
Right.
dominant to someone. And it has been a very eye-opening,
Right.
just seeing it from the beginning
Right.
again. And
Exactly.
I love that she'll talk to me, and it's like,
Yep.
I think I've used a couple of things she has said
You
on
have.
different episodes, just because
Right.
I really appreciate a view that's different.
Yep. So definitely good news there. All right. So hopefully we've just taken this episode and added on to the previous 2 episodes, give you a little bit different insight, give you a little bit different perspective.
How much I'm interrupting. I didn't want him to say goodbye. How
What do you got?
much when something new is introduced into our world, when we've got something going on, or where you're trying to change thing up, how much research do you do?
Fuck.
Well, that gives it to you. Fuck.
A
That
lot.
tells you.
A lot. And the reason it's a lot is, like I said a while ago, anybody can put anything on the internet. So I may hear something once from this person, but may not pay much attention to it unless I kind of hear other people mention kind of the same thing.
Right.
Um, they may say something I like that I can, pull bits and pieces from it. But I do a lot. Thank God for the internet,
Yes.
because I don't know that I could have done this 20 years ago or however long the
Our
internet's been out.
podcast, you mean?
Our podcast, being a good dominant.
Right.
Again, if I couldn't find that information as easily as I can now, it would have been a lot harder. It would have been a bigger struggle for me. I don't know how much libraries had BDSM back in the day, but being able to access this information and access videos and listen to other people's podcasts and their stories and their experiences, and the times they fucked up, and
Yeah.
being willing for them to tell the stories, to admit what happened, to say where they went wrong. I mean, to me, is huge. For one, for somebody to say, this is what I've done, this is where I went wrong, this is where I screwed up, and now I'm going to tell you, so hopefully you don't do the same thing. For
Right.
one, that's huge. I
Yeah.
mean, to put yourself out there for anybody and everybody to see your faults and to see you possibly where you
Oh,
was
I
at your
felt that
lowest.
when we were opening up the contract. Like,
Right.
I felt
Right.
exposed.
And
So
and
it's
we've done it,
right.
but
To have other people
to have
be
other
able to,
people to do it. So, I mean, for one, there's so much appreciation for people willing to put that information out there.
right.
And then, for others to listen to it and to absorb some of it and try to take some of it and make it their own. But yes, I do a lot of research. At one time, my TikTok had turned into nothing but a certain subject that we'll discuss in a future time.
Right.
But it's
a lot of research.
there is a lot of research.
I think as a submissive, I don't do any research.
No,
I don't do any research.
but it does bring me to one other point. Before we do end this episode, I did have somebody reach out through our website, through an email, that was talking about where they had found a friend of theirs that was dominant, and then they also found our podcast, and they feel that they have turned their life around. They feel that they were, I guess, going down the path to being a bad dom. And I think the way I took it, they met somebody in person that was a dominant, that was willing to help and guide them. And then they also found our podcast and fell in love with it. and was listening to us and was listening to the person they just met, and they feel that they are now headed down the path to being a good dominant. But their question was, so their submissive has a learning disability, whereas she prefers to read. She absorbs more from reading it versus listening to it or having conversations about it. So their question was, what resources and what books are out there for submissives to learn how to be a better submissive?
Okay.
So that is an answer that I am going to try to find to let them know, check this out, see if this helps. I know you've read a lot of books. I don't know how much of them were pertaining to being a good submissive. Again, I know we've done episodes on how to be a good submissive, but if you can't absorb hearing somebody talk about it, what other options are out there? So, for you to think about, for you listening at home, if you're a submissive and
Know
you
of a good
know of a good book or a good something that they can read, maybe it's a podcast with transcripts that they can read through. Share them with me, please. Let me get this information out to this other person to try to help them on their journey.
Yep.
He feels he's really turned himself around. His submissive is really wanting to learn on how she can be better. So any information you all at home can share with us, please let us know.
I say I've done no research, but doing the podcast alone
Oh yeah, that's
is a
kind of
lot of
it's a lot of research.
research. So it's like
Yep.
every week I'm studying a subject and a
Right,
topic and bringing it to you all. So
right.
I do some
And again, I mean, you
research.
could get on the internet and type in how to be a good submissive, but again, a lot of it's hit or miss.
Right.
So I think they're looking for something that, and again, it was an honor for him to reach out to us and say, "What do you recommend?"
Right.
So, I mean, to me, that was pretty huge. But on that note,
Yeah. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to everybody.
Yep.
Um, Make sure and set good resolutions,
Yes.
something that you can maintain and achieve. Nothing crazy.
We should
Um,
probably do a shout out to Club Tempted because they are getting ready to open up their renovated
yep. 6,000
6,000
square
square
foot.
feet
Yep.
of renovated space, renovated add-ons. I
Yeah.
shouldn't say renovated because it's in addition to the
It's a,
space
yep.
that was
New
existing.
construction.
New construction.
Yep.
So I just wanted to make sure because we have been very quiet about Club Tempted. We've been quiet about because we just haven't lived life for a bit.
We haven't.
I'm, starting to feel the other side of the injuries. I've got one more MRI. It's finally scheduled, but yeah. So the New
Yep.
Year's is bringing good stuff, and
That's right.
I just wanted to make sure we said something about
Yep.
Club Tempted
Club
is going to
Tempted.
be opening that up
New Year's
New
Eve.
Year's Eve, and so you guys have to make sure you come out. Not New Year's; it's sold
Yeah,
out,
they're
but
sold out.
come out and see
Check them
the
out.
new part of the club and the new
Yep.
VIP section. And
Become
it's,
a member. Sign up. Clubtempted.com.
yep,
Submit your application. Go through that process. Get you a membership, and then come out and check them out. It is again one of the best clubs around.
yep.
And it's been told from people that travel the world that they love coming to Club Tempted.
And there's changes ahead.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I can't wait to see it. We haven't seen it. We were going to
No.
do a whole interview, sneak peek, all the
Yeah.
things, but life took us on a turn and it'll just be a little bit. Next year, we plan to get back into doing interviews and,
Interviews, dungeon plays.
yeah.
Well, who else? What else are we going to do? We're going to take this podcast in another direction as well, if all goes well. So we just got to set and plan and wait for everything to come together.
Yep. And then there's dungeons that want us to come visit
Yep.
and maybe some more demonstrations. Like
Oh, yeah.
there's a whole opportunity out there. We took a hiatus while my body is and was healing.
Yep.
And 2026 is coming with new things.
There you go.
Not
Very
a
well
new
said.
Dom. I love you just the way you are.
All right. You all, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Come back next week for another episode. Happy New Year. Be safe.
Be safe.
Please do not drink and drive. It's dangerous enough with people and their cell phones. Please do not mix alcohol in with that. There is so much available out there. There's Ubers, there's Lyfts, there's shuttle buses. If you're going to clubs, they do offer that a lot.
Yes.
Please be safe. Don't drink and drive. Have a designated driver. Uber it, something. We want to make sure and see you all back next year. Keep following along. Shoot us an email. Got a topic you want us to talk about? Let us know. We would love to discuss that.
Yeah, we're going to be setting up the lineup for 2026, and you could
Absolutely.
be in it.
Yep. You all have a good one. Thank you for joining us.
Please follow, like, and share our podcast.
Make sure to visit thedomlife.com, where you can find pictures and other details about the Dom Life podcast. And through the Contact Us button, you can ask questions or provide recommendations for future episodes.
We want to explore your kink too.
Be sure to check out upcoming events to see where our adventures are taking us and our photo gallery to where we've been.
Thank you for joining us on this journey. We hope you had fun listening and learning with us.
Till next time, keep calm and remember your safe word.
Red, red, red.